We're in Molalla, Oregon today, not that far out of Portland, but in the beautiful Serene destination to learn about alpacas at Markham Hill Ranch. And who better than Jennifer to tell us about these beautiful animals? This is a working alpaca ranch.
It's good work.
Tell us about what it takes.
A lot of animal husbandry, so we're taking care of them. We're trimming toenails. We trim top knots, that's the top of their head. You get what you get when you're here, but invariably we'll get your hands on some babies. You may be able to help us weigh an animal or trim toenails or something like that.
Well, I'm ready to help you.
Okay.
And I promise I won't get scared.
Okay. Well, it depends on which animal I put you with.
Ooh, the challenge is on. Okay, time to clip some toenails.
The way we hold him is that you put your hand right there on the top. He has 4 legs. If I pick one up, he can't kick.
This is a spa day at the alpaca ranch.
It is.
You mentioned you could tell if there might be a pregnant one.
Yeah, a spit test.
Spit test.
Spit test. Okay, you got her to spit. Okay, walk on out with her.
Come on, baby. She's
her
spitting. She wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So my girl that spit today, is she pregnant?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did that just.
You kind of set it up, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but I could have gotten one really nasty.
Thank you for not doing that.
Yeah.
But really, you guys, this is a business.
Yes, it's very
And it's all about the fiber.
It's about the fiber.
I'm going to go talk to Bill about fiber.
Yeah.
Bill, my man, I understand that you are the fiber king. So you can probably go
sure
fiber
that,
901, but I
okay.
think I probably need to start at fiber 101.
Okay, fine.
Tell us about the fiber.
Yeah, absolutely. The big thing with alpaca fiber is it's hypoallergenic.
I was wondering, I have allergies, and when I was handling the alpacas today,
Didn't bother you,
I've had
did
no
it?
problems.
Yeah, that's why. You see the reflective quality of that fiber?
Yeah.
That actually will show up in a finished product.
So you were a judge, you're not judging anymore, right?
No, I retired.
Now, obviously there's awards given out. All your walls are just loaded with awards. What's going on there? Did you guys win all those?
We did. One of the things, I don't know if Jennifer mentioned or not, but alpaca comes in 22 natural colors. So these are woven, but that rug right there is all natural.
How about this land around you? Just describe what it's like to live out here.
Oh, it's great. There's a lot of freedom. It's quiet. There's space to do what you want to do. And then when we want to go into the city, we can go into the city, but we can come back out and kind of retreat back out here.
Arts of all shapes and sizes is alive and well in Lake Oswego, a beautiful community just a few minutes south of Portland. Today we explore the Gallery Without Walls, an award-winning community art program. This is super cool. Tell us about this concept.
The Gallery Without Walls program started about 16 years ago and is a program where we offer public art on the streets of Lake Oswego that everybody can enjoy all year round.
I know that this was done by a 12-year-old.
Yes.
Just a wee lad. That's amazing to me in itself, but this has more meaning, right?
Yes, it really is amazing. We have about 75 submissions to our rotating Gallery Without Walls program a year. So for one of the 15 to be a sculptor that's only 12 years old is really special.
That's awesome. Now, you have a little bit of a walking tour for us today, right?
We do.
This is amazing, but I want to see more.
Yeah, let's go see some other things.
Now, is this supposed to be on the tour, or is this just super cool?
No, this is one of the pieces on our tour. This is a great piece by Yelena Roslaya, and it's interactive. So you play the holes.
And these are actually based on African Udu drums, and the artist is really interested in visualizing sound waves.
So rumor has it that you guys get a little bit of rain.
Sometimes. Just a little bit of rain here in Oregon. All the art is specially coated if it needs to be to protect from the outdoor elements, and all will hold up.
The rumor has it you guys have a gallery with walls.
We do. We have a fantastic indoor museum and gallery space, so let's head there.
What are your favorites in here?
Well, luckily enough, this show, Plein Air, was juried. First prize right here we have is by Randall David Tipton, and it's of a local scene, Iron Mountain. Next to it, we have our third place winner. It's pastel, and when you get up close to it, it's really interesting to see the amazing variation.
Okay, so Lake Oswego is also known for its lake.
Right.
There is a lake here,
There is a lake.
Exactly.
but we haven't seen the lake.
Well, let's go see it.
Thank you for bringing me to the lake.
You finally get to see it.
I finally get to see it, but I like this.
As you can see, it is a sunflower. It's made of stainless steel and the petals are aluminum. They're coated aluminum. It's kind of this recycled piece and then this brand new shiny stainless steel sunflower for us here in Lake Oswego.
It's so special for this community what you guys are doing, and we certainly appreciate the art. We appreciate you for your time today, but you know what else? We like you. Great to meet you.
You too.
Go.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Coming up, we attend a couple fall festival favorites involving pumpkins and apples. We're at Leopold Farms in Boring, Oregon for an anything but boring fall festival. Let's start with the pumpkins, because that's kind of why we're here, but there's way more going on with the than just the pumpkins.
That's right.
So let's start with the pumpkins. Kids come here.
They come out and they get to choose their favorite ones, some orange, some green, and some warty ones. And then they take them in and weigh them, and then they take them home to carve them.
And this is truly a family-run business. You got all hands on deck.
It actually takes our whole family to put it together. My nieces, nephews, my sisters all come out. Our kids all have a part of it. We really work hard to put on a great event for people to come to.
But there's more than just pumpkins going on here. I saw the Burgerville truck here. How's Burgerville here?
Burgerville's here because we partner with them to supply all their berries.
We're here in the pumpkins right now, and they're in all shapes and sizes, which is really cool. But that corn maze is just calling me. I went to Nebraska where the corn huskers is just calling me. Can you take me in the corn maze?
I can, but I'm worried about those white shoes. They're not going to be the same. Can you do it?
What's a little dirt? What's a little mud?
That's farm fun.
And here's the mud. There's a lot of corn here.
There's a lot of corn.
What kind of corn are we talking?
This is feeder corn for cows. It's pretty starchy. You wouldn't want to eat it. It's not sweet at all, but it's good and tall.
Well,
That's why we like it.
Cows need to eat too.
That's right. So they're very happy because it's starchy. Whoop.
Well, obviously the public is out in swarms today. This is so much fun for families. I see families, kids right here in front of us. This is just like heaven for them. There's so much going on here. This is like a festival for the eyes. Kids are having a blast. Parents are, everybody's smiling. That's got to be fun for you guys.
Out of farming, it is the most fun, and I love it even when school buses come and all of the kids are so happy to be here and get a pumpkin. It is a good place. This is fun farming.
And they get to play in the mud.
Definitely.
In your mind, doing this for 16 years now, what's the highlight for you, and what do you want the public to take away?
I think that we've really tried to grow it into a great family fun center to come and be with your family and friends and just to have a good time.
I was out of town, so unfortunately I had to miss it, but my crew didn't. The annual Philip Foster Farm Cider Squeeze.
We call it the Philip Foster Cider Squeeze. It started actually with some of the early members of the Home Orchard Society getting together and making cider and selling it. And the main part of the event is that anybody can bring in apples and make their own cider.
Well, as you're grinding your apples, you're going to grind up about a box full of apples per gallon of cider that you want to squeeze. You grind up those apples, and then the cider press squeezes them down so we can get all that juice out. and then the juice all runs into a bucket, and you can pour the bucket into your jugs and haul the jugs home with you. We have a lot of different vendors and different reenactors in historical costume that are here to explain about the history and to give people a hands-on experience. So you can build with a log cabin, you can grind corn, you can use a crosscut saw, and you can play in our little log cabins and see what it would be like to be a pioneer.
Generally, anything that would be done here would be a lot of farm tool equipment, repairing wagon wheels, forging anything that they would need. A lot of the people, it's their favorite place to come because things get hot and people get to hit it with a hammer.
It gives, I think, people a lot of resilience to know that you can live without all of the mechanical structures that we have in place now.
We brought a couple of engines down here. What you see in the background, these are all gasoline engines. The way that you hear them running, you'll hear them bark, and then you'll hear them freewheel, and it's referred to as a hit and miss. They were used on the farms, such as the one that we're on, prior to electricity.
Here at the Philip Foster Farm, we like to say that you can get your hands on history. And that's really the difference between us and a lot of the other museums, is that we really allow people to have a hands-on experience and get close to the history. We are only 45 minutes from Portland, and a lot of people come out here and are surprised that they didn't know we were here. We're a very well-kept secret. We'd like to invite our neighbors to come on out and see what it's like.
Up next on Next Stop, we feature two local businesses with great stories. We love a great story, and that's exactly what you'll find at Bob's Red Mill, a local company way ahead of its time.
Bob's Red Mill has the widest variety of grain products of any milling company in the whole world. We use all these grains and seeds and beans and nuts to create 370 different products. I want to talk about this funny looking stick. What is that thing? Well, the story of this funny stick started several years ago when Bob's Red Mill entered the World Porridge Making Contest over in Scotland. And ta-da! 2 Saturdays ago, Bob Moore put the golden spurtle back in Bob's Red Mill. There you go. Look at that.
Winning.
2 Saturdays ago. We're so proud of Bob. But let's go ahead and start looking at some of the machines, all right? Well, we're standing here in the historical equipment display, and these are some of the actual mills that Bob used when he first started the company 38 years ago.
How did Bob get into this? Like, what made him get into milling?
Charlie. Bob is always very quick to give credit for our company to his wife, Charlie. Now, Charlie was a young wife and mother back in the 1950s, and she took the responsibility of feeding their 3 little boys very seriously. Charlie loved natural foods. Bob loved finding old pieces of equipment, taking them apart, figuring out how they worked, and getting some more use out of them. It was Bob's love of old machines and Charlie's love of natural foods that came together when they discovered these old-fashioned stone mills. People want to eat healthy. They're looking for a healthy lifestyle, and so they begin to look for products that will bring them that kind of vigor and that kind of health.
Now, I drove by the other day another location that was very red, very white.
That's our company store. If you thought that you had a lot of Bob's Red Mill products in your home grocery store, wait till you see my store. We have everything there, and in every size that we make it. We also have a great restaurant there, so anybody that's here in Portland, come over to our whole grain store, get a wonderful breakfast, lunch. We have amazing restaurant there.
I'm staying at the Sandies of Time beautiful bed and breakfast, and it's not Sands of Time, it's Sandies of Time, which I just clarified. Now, if you look up the definition of labor of love in the dictionary, I think you find Sandy's of time. Was a true labor of love. Al, you made promises to your wife. Tell us how this started.
I did. Well, we were looking for property for a bed and breakfast for several years, and we kind of made a hobby out of it. We would drive around and look at properties, and there was always a problem with it was too far out, wrong location, too much money. But then this one came along, and right when I saw it, I knew that I wanted to get into this and redo it, refurbish it, and have a bed and breakfast here.
So what were you thinking, besides shaking your head?
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting so much more. He was so excited about the property, I couldn't wait to see it. And he brought me up and around the driveway, and I just thought, it's the Bates Hotel. I thought it was, I thought, I'm going in there and never coming out again. It was just really, it was scary.
You're fortunate enough to have somebody who actually grew up in this house, right?
Nancy Hersey, yes. She was the youngest daughter of Harvey Starkweather, the man that built the house. It's been very helpful to know, the rooms that we've designated as certain things were actually what happened in the house before we knew it.
Well, this is a perfect time for you to describe the rooms.
Well, the first room is the secret garden room, and it's a 2-room bedroom attached to a bathroom, and that was the nursery. And then the next room was Hugh Starkweather's bedroom, one of the boys. And the next bedroom, the summer garden, was, we believe, Alice Starkweather's bedroom. And then the large winter garden suite was Harvey Starkweather's bedroom.
We got the 2 stories done, the bedrooms upstairs and then this floor. And I wasn't going to do anything with the basement. But then I got to thinking, if I don't do it now, I'll probably never do it. We put in a large theater room. So we made use of all the square footage down there, which was a couple thousand square feet.
There's also one piece of furniture in this house that is absolutely my favorite piece in the house, and that's your stove.
Oh, I know, I love my stove. I mean, almost I bought the house so I could have that stove.
I had to promise her that stove.
You've done it now, you have a successful bed and breakfast. Would you do it again?
Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
I love it so
was
much
fun.
now. I just love walking around outside in the morning. It's gorgeous out there.
Please do join us for our next segment, a beer and wine tour on bikes with some great friends. Today's going to be an awesome day. I get to start out at a local Oregon City brewery with some of my close friends, and then we're going to head out into Oregon wine country on bikes.
Hey, John, good to see you again.
Tommy, what's up, my buddy? Karen, this is going to be an awesome day. Heather, awesome to see you again. And Ryan, what's up, buddy?
The coin toss, actually historical event, happened in 1845 here in Oregon City, and there were 2 pioneers who lived here in Oregon City. Pettygrove, who was from Portland, Maine, and Lovejoy, who was from Boston, Massachusetts. And each one of them had an equal amount of land claim. It was 50-50 in this land that would eventually become Portland. Each one wanted to name it after his hometown. Pettygrove wanted to call it Portland. Lovejoy wanted to call it Boston. But since it was a 50-50 split, how do you do that? Toss a coin. So this is the 1845.
I like this.
And the secret ingredient in that beer is molasses.
Okay, so Tom.
Yep.
What's on the agenda?
We're going to go wine tastings. We've got a little bit of a 5-mile bike ride, trying to give you a chance to clear the palate. We'll end up at a winery called Via Catalana Cellars. And from there, we've got about a mile to the other winery we'll go to, which is King's Raven.
Like a perfect afternoon. This is really cool, man. It's got to be the most unique winery I've ever been to.
It was a lot of work. My wife and I actually designed all of this. We used all unskilled labor with ourselves and other workers, and our idea was to make it look like it was 900 years old and it was built by peasants. Petite Sirah actually is pretty rare in the Northwest because it's a hard grape to grow here. It's one of the last to ripen, and the clusters are really small and tight. This is like the most versatile wine we have. It's good over ice cream, vanilla cheesecake. You can mix a little bit with an oil and vinegar salad dressing. I mean, it just goes on and on what you can do with it.
Where's next?
Next stop is King's Raven, about a mile up the hill.
What are you drinking, girls?
The
Wine?
Bosch.
The Foch. We're one of the few truly estate wineries, so not only family operated, but we grow all the grapes ourselves right here. There's no Cabernet, no Syrah, but comparable wines. This wine, it was named after a very famous French winemaker, and it's a French-American hybrid. It's a very smooth character with a little bit of a raspberry-strawberry finish. This is our 16th vintage. So we've really just been bootstrapping this, but yeah, we hear that all the time. We drove right by, and we've been driving by for years, and we didn't even know you were here.
We found you, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, you guys. Dating back to the 1930s, the Timberline Lodge and Ski Area boasts North America's longest ski season. Its lodge is also one of America's most historic hotels. Before we dive into the history, I'm going to don some ski gear and hit the slopes. This is John, my new buddy. He's going to be my guide today on Timberline. John, what's in store?
We got a ton of stuff in store today. Right now we're standing about 1,000 feet above the historic Timberline Lodge. We're standing in front of the iconic Silcox Hut. You kind of see the summit back here behind us. We monitor the health of the snow and the glacier and what's going on, and we're looking at about 54 feet of snow up there. So I think we're going to have a good summer ski season this year.
You know, I love chatting with you, but you know what I love more?
I think we should go skiing.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Okay, John, I'm positive back in the 90s, I was inside this room drinking beers midday, another gorgeous day like this with my buddies from Portland.
You know, I was probably sitting right next to you when we didn't know each other.
I noticed that the ceiling is sort of caving in just a tad.
Yeah, John, that's the affectionate Sasquatch hole, is what we call it, and it's actually the result of our runaway snowcat in the 70s.
Never seen this in any bar or restaurant. We've all been there where the tables are all wobbly, drinks are flying all over. These levelers are so cool.
Yeah,
who did this?
Yeah, it's a little better than the old matchboat trick. That's how these tables here are actually part of the restoration here.
That's a great location.
Sign me up.
More surprises on Mount Hood.
That's right. Anything of the snow so far?
It's pretty awesome. Like near perfect, seriously.
Right. So we're here at Thunder Park. Timberline, we really pride ourselves in the park. We were voted one of the top 10 terrain parks in North America. Why don't we jump in and do some hucking?
Okay, John, I got my workout in. Now it's time for you to teach me something about this place.
Here comes the history lesson, but it's pretty interesting. I'll try and keep it as light as possible. The Timberline Lodge actually has a really interesting and compelling history based around stewardship and pure grit and determination. The lodge was commissioned during the Great Depression. FDR was part of the work assistance program, and what he wanted to do was create jobs. So what better place to do it than 6,000 feet up on top of Mount Hood? Took 2 years to complete, and they brought in artisans from all over the country, iron workers from the East Coast and loggers from the West Coast.
And they all built it by hand.
By hand. Took 2 years to complete, keeping in mind there was a harsh winter in between there, and then FDR actually came up and dedicated the hotel.
So are these original stone then?
This is all original stonework. Everything you see is original.
You've got some artifacts back in this room here that I saw earlier today. Let's check those out.
Yeah, you bet.
So it looks like we're not the only ones learning here, John.
That's right. You come up here for a ski vacation with your family and have some great days on the mountain and whatnot, have some food, but you're also learning something here. They're actually doing a treasure hunt. We actually have a full-time curator on staff. At the dining table, the family grew up here at Timberline or whatnot, and he tells me the story about how he was very young and he was taking the fork and jabbing it into
FDR's chair.
Into the arm of FDR's chair. So anyhow. This is Richard L. Constam, affectionately known as RL. And as I said earlier, he's the one that's responsible for resurrecting Timberline, convincing the Forest Service to issue that one last special use permit, and then building this truly special place that it is today.
How many people does this house? And tell us about the rooms.
The rooms and the furniture in them, they've all been curated to reflect what really happened, back in the 30s and 40s. They don't build like things like this.
It's a special place.
It's a very special place. You got to be hungry. I've had a big day.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I kind of am famished.
All right, let's go grab some food.
I love it.
All righty.
John, this looks pretty tasty.
Yeah, we are in the Ram's Head restaurant at the top of the head house in the main Timberline Lodge. That being said, we do have 5 other restaurant offerings on the property. Anything from fine dining to pizza to more of a, authentic street taco offering. So there's definitely something for everyone after a long day on the hill.
What do you hear from people who walk into Timberline for the first time and take a look?
I think I see it all the time. Like, people come up here for a ski experience or a lodge experience vacation, and they've been in lodges before and they're all nice. But when they come into this place, their jaw drops. Cheers.
Up next, we check out a new and exciting way to enjoy the snow, and we visit some amazing Mount Hood rental homes. For today's adventure on Mount Hood, we're with the Bike Concierge for Fat Tire Biking. Meet Tom from the Bike Concierge. Tom, tell us about Fat Tire Biking, my friend.
Relatively new facet of cycling. It's been around about 10 years. Just the last couple it's really started to catch on. They're a lot of fun in the sand or the snow.
These tires are fat. P-H-A-T and F-A-T. So where do you get these? I mean, these are specific for these bikes, right? I mean, this is not your normal mountain bike.
Most of your mountain bike tires are running between 2 and 2.5 inches wide. So you've got close to twice the tire width, twice the flotation.
Let's do this,
Ready?
Tom.
Okay. You want to follow me?
God, this feels like riding a bike. Tom, this is fun.
All right, it's a lot of fun, yeah. That's why I got into this. Just try to make a living doing what I enjoy doing.
Nice, I like that. But it's not just for us guys doing biking, it's also for the ladies doing snowshoeing around here. Where are y'all from? I've heard of Portland. Yeah. Have fun.
Something for everybody up here, all year round.
And I think we should duck off into the trees. That looks fun over there.
All right, let's do it then.
Okay. This is way easier than it looks, I think.
Like I said, we got lucky with snow conditions up here. I took my team up to Mount Bachelor for a race a couple of weeks back, and that was a lot harder going.
I've never seen this, Tom. This is the first time I've ever seen this. The money shot, Tom. This is awesome. So Enid Lake.
Enid Lake.
Tell us about Enid Lake.
Popular spot year-round to snowshoe and cross-country ski this time of year, and now bike. And then summertime, hikers, picnickers.
I guarantee you when my wife and kids see this, they're gonna say, I wanna do that, I wanna do that. But the truth is, everybody can do this.
Everybody can do it, right? I've got bikes for kids too, so bring them on out.
Be careful what you ask for. See you soon, buddy.
Okay.
There are many lodging options on Mount Hood, and we are so pleased to be partnering with All Seasons Vacation Rentals. Carol, thank you for having us.
Hey, you're welcome.
This is awesome. First of all, Mount Hood is awesome.
It's our secret. Don't tell anybody.
Well, now everyone's going to know. Tell us about your company you started.
I started 12 years ago, Vacation Rentals, and a need for people managing private-owned properties in the area, and took that on and started to snowball from there.
We went to a couple houses today, and The first one we went to, describe that. I love that home.
Chalet Chocolat, it's that rustic mountain look that people want, that alpine look that people like. So, and there's a lot of room with the different stories. There's a lot of room, again, you can break up. You can all be together when you want to be, but if you don't want to be together the whole entire time of your vacation, you can split up and go to different parts of the house.
What are your favorite things about that house?
High luxury, just comfortable luxury. That's how I would describe that.
You know
house.
how I'd sell it?
Convenience.
Wait, I would sell it by you can play Rock'em Sock'em Robot. I haven't seen that since I was maybe 10 years old.
Foosball.
And foosball. And did I win or did you win?
No, I won.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I don't remember that. From luxury and elegance to just retro cool, the second property we visited.
That's a true A-frame cabin from the 60s. When people first came up here with their wool suits and their wooden skis, that's the place you stayed. So it's very unique that the owners kept it original. There was no upgrades really in this house except for a small addition, but people love the feel of that old cabin.
I love the kitchen though. The stove takes me back to even before I was born.
Right. Yeah, olive green would have been a little bit too much, but the gold seems to work.
That's crazy. I love both those properties, but I also love our home this week.
Yeah.
This place is spectacular, starting with the chimney.
Right. It is a unique, one of a kind up here, actually.
Wow.
I
Check
know.
this kitchen out.
I know. A dining room, seats 12 at the table.
Nice.
So everybody gets to sit together, but this spot over here seems to be the place to be.
This is really nice. What an open kitchen. I love the plan.
It's designed for family. It's designed for big family and gatherings. I really thought about every detail putting this house together.
But I also love the open nature of both of these rooms.
Yeah, the flow is really nice.
Let's check out this room.
Okay, all right.
First thing that screams to me is the chandeliers.
Right.
Let's head upstairs and check out some of the rooms.
Okay.
Now, there's a special stairway you tell me about.
There is.
What's it called?
Stairway to Heaven is what I call it.
Why that?
It's the top floor. There's 2 little bunks up there.
This is so cool. This would be where my kids would sleep, I can guarantee you. Each room is a little bit different. Describe the bedrooms.
The master suite is the biggest of the 3 with its own fireplace and step-in jacuzzi tub and large stone walk-in shower. This other room downstairs is unique to itself. It's got the A-frame. It's the original bedroom in the A-frame, so it's got more of the A-frame feel to it. And of course the sauna is in that room, so it's got an indoor sauna also.
I'll be using that later. You've got a great variety of inventory, Carolyn. I think we've just barely scratched the surface. I think we need to come back.
I think so too.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right.
Up next, we celebrate a day in the snow, including snowshoeing, snowmobiling, and cross-country skiing.
We're in for a day of adventure on Mount Hood.
Conditions are perfect. It is starting to be a little bit springish out here, so snow's going to be a little bit slippy and slidey as we're going, but a fun, awesome day. It's going to be great out here. All we're going to do is pop up our kill switch right here, 1 pull of this, and we're off to the races. Here we go. We're ready to rock and roll.
Wow.
So we get out to the river. We're going to hang out. We're going to stop for a second. We'll just pop that thing right off. Your throttle's right here on this right-hand side. This makes you go. This makes you stop. Let's go! Cool, that was fun, guys. We were tearing it up there for a little bit. We're moving quick, having some fun. Gonna slow down the pace a little bit now. Gonna throw on some snowshoes and go wander in the trees and go see what we can see. Once we come out here, it's a little bit different now that we do have spring conditions. Things are starting to melt out, where earlier in the season, all these trees, all these hemlocks were all covered. these true firs were covered up, everything was covered up, and you're gonna see little mounds, but this is a good spot to look, is like all the rolling terrain that's going on. We could still get in a little bit of trouble by stepping on one of these trees when they're there. You sink in, now your big foot went down there. Sasquatch, Bigfoot. So your big foot sank on down in that tree well, now all of a sudden you can't get it out. If you step down too early, you'd be able to get in there and you can see some of the sticks. So we just always want to be aware of our surroundings as we're cruising around, and we'll keep on going. I see cougar coming through this area quite often, but this is pretty fresh. It is getting a little bit bigger. It does not look like there's claw marks in there for the coyote. This western hemlock with these small cones, the story is that the Great Spirit called all the trees together to come line up and get the pine cones. And John, the western hemlock, was over in Hawaii with you checking out some of the, coconut trees over there? Sure. Coconut trees over there, and ended up being the last one in line to get its pine cones. And because it was the last one in line to get its pine cones, it got the smallest ones of all. Final push here, guys, final push.
Nobody told me I had to do a hill.
Ah, whose idea was this? So really, guys, why would you snowshoe when you can whole different world, guys. We've been cruising around at 40 miles per hour on snowmobile. We've got a nice easy stroll in on our snowshoes in through the trees and chatting a little bit. And now we're upgrading to some cross-country skis, super fun. So I'm just gonna get my toe up in there, click on down, and you are now locked in, ready to rock and roll. Keep those poles down below your belly button, and we're just gonna take this little steps and glide. You know, and then these have posi tracks on the bottom, so you can just take regular steps on up the hill. You just take big old steps, and you can feel that posi track really working. If you start slipping backwards, then we move into a little herringbone. You guys did great. We got about 2 miles of cross-country skiing in, and for your first time, we did record time. So great work, guys.
Fist pump.
High fives.
All around.
You're trying to get me to fall down. Yeah, you guys are welcome anytime. Send your friends, your family, and like I say, we just want to get people out. So come on out.
Up next on Next Stop, I try something I've never done before, and we visit the only place in the world for cosmic tubing. We've had a great time on Mount Hood by day this week, Hans, but not by night yet. That's about to change.
That's right. You're about to witness America's largest night ski area.
Now that is something I did not know. That's pretty impressive.
It is. You know, we've got over 34 runs lit at night, 4 lifts, and it is an experience you have to try.
No, I'm embarrassed to admit I've never been night skiing before.
Well,
what's different?
You know, at night you get a lot of different perspective. The lights actually give you a lot of contrast, so you can actually see the hill a lot better. Temperature is usually colder, draws the moisture out of the snow, makes it faster, better skiing, and it's nightlife, man. It's just fun.
Let's do it, man. I'm all about having fun.
All right, let's go. But yeah, you can ski till 10 o'clock every night, till 11 on Friday and Saturday. So you can get a lot of skiing in for a great price.
Well, you're so close to Portland, too. It's so close.
Right, less than an hour east of Portland. So you get off work a little early, play a little hooky, get up here and ski till 10 o'clock.
In your case, it's not hooky, though.
It's not
That's
hooky.
what you do.
It's my job. I love it. It's all about the experience, and pretty good experience here.
This is so quaint.
This is the historic Mid-Mountain Warming Hut. You know, it's a very unique building. It was built in 1936, a year before Timberline, and I think we should go inside and check it out.
I want to check it out. I'm ready to warm up. Pretty killer fireplace, Hans.
This is the warming hut, so it's the perfect spot to come in, warm up, get a little food, refuel. Hey, there's Blake. going on? Come on, Blake.
What's up, Blake?
Hanging out. Want to go do some turns with us?
Yeah.
All right. So, what's your impression of your first time night skiing?
It was really cool. I could not believe how well you could see. I thought you wouldn't be able to see.
Well, you know, not everybody can ski, so if you're looking for something else to do, we got some other activities we can show you over at Ski Bowl East.
Really?
You ever heard of cosmic tubing?
I've heard of cosmic bowling.
Well, this is like cosmic bowling on steroids, so we should go check it out.
Sounds fun.
All right, let's do it.
Before we talk about this incredible tubing park, I need to give Blake a fist pump for the amazing assist night skiing up there. You got some great stuff, my friend.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Appreciate it.
Been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I can tell. You're pretty good on that board, man.
Thanks.
Now the tube seems like it's going to be just a little bit easier.
Yes, that's what I love about tubing. It takes about zero skill. I mean, tab tube, pair of boots, you're good to go.
So this is awesome. This is packed on the weekends.
Packed. It's lots of room for a lot of people. Just spread them out. This is cosmic tubing. You see, it's just here, rocking music, lights going, lots of tube lanes. It's just a blast.
Today is all about having fun on Mount Hood. Let's play. So Steve, I've gotten to do a lot of very cool things on Next Stop, but I have never skied in August.
It's the place to be. It's really about the only place you can do it, unless you're in the southern hemisphere. So
It's the only place in North America you can ski, right?
Right.
That's so cool. Obviously, we're not alone. There's a lot of people here.
And there's probably at least 15 camps up here today. Over there, all of the race camps, they're running lanes, getting better at running gates, and usually most of them are competing.
So you're saying pretty much anybody who's anybody in the skiing or snowboarding industry makes a trek to Timberline in the summer because this is really the only place they can train.
Absolutely.
So we're going to ski this today, obviously. How is the snow different? Educate me.
Okay. Well, it's all been recirculated over and over again. We haven't had snow in a while, so it's very granular. Similar to corn snow, to the extreme, really. As it gets warmer and it gets deeper, you can get your edges caught up in it too. So you just have to be careful.
So be careful.
Fun. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So there's one more thing I can check off my bucket list. That was awesome.
Yeah. You got a couple miles of skiing in this morning. Good job.
It was good. And then you can't come to Timberline and not talk about the lodge. This is like legendary.
Right. It's a historic monument, and I love coming up here and enjoying the pool.
This is awesome. Mount Hood right behind you.
Yep.
This doesn't get any better.
Nope, this is where I like to end the day, given the opportunity.
Well, thanks for your time today, buddy.
It's my pleasure.
We're off to Mount Hood Ski Bowl to continue our day on Mount Hood. So where else can you snow ski in the morning and do alpine sledding, mountain biking, and other activities in the afternoon? Mount Hood, that's where.
That's right. This is the spot, Mount Hood Ski Bowl.
This is awesome, man. Now, I've been here in the winter, but I've never been here in the summer. You guys have over 20 activities?
Yeah, we've got over 20 attractions where you control the ride, including Northwest's only half-mile dual alpine slide, which is right here behind us.
So I now have a new appreciation for the Olympic lugers.
That pretty fun on that alpine slide, wasn't it?
That was a blast. You got cruising, man. That was a blast.
Yeah, good times.
Now mountain biking. This is the easiest run that you guys have here. It doesn't look that easy to me.
Right, this is our 4-acre free ride park. We've got 3 trails, easiest, more difficult, most difficult. We're about to go down the easiest because I'm in the same boat as you. I'm not quite, there yet.
Let's do it.
All right.
Now for something new.
Completely different. This is the Treetop Action Zone, a new attraction here that we just opened up 2 weeks ago. We have the 5-story Tarzan freefall swing where you're clipped in to a rope, you just step and swing right out towards the mountain.
Cool.
Or you can keep going up the last zigzag balance bridge up to the Tarzan 6-story plunge where you're on a descender cable, you just click in, you step off, you drop straight down, and then it slows you down right before you touch the ground.
So if we're gonna go be like Tarzan, give me your best Tarzan impression.
Oh!
Not bad. All right.
Are you ready to do this?
Yep.
Good to go.
All right.
Ready?
Woo! Oh!
Oh, you are good.
What'd you think of that?
That was a blast. That was so much fun dropping off of that. I didn't know quite what to expect. Just stepping out into space and boom.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was a little bit nervous standing out on the platform. I was like walking out on the plank going, oh my gosh.
Well, I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but I guess you just told everybody. So.
What a great day at the park.
You know,
started with Timberline, then Mount Hood Ski Bowl. There's never a bad day on Mount Hood.
You know, you hit a few of the good attractions here. We've got a lot more. You'll have to come back another day and do the rest of them.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Up next, we kayak to stunning Willamette Falls and enjoy some of Oregon's bountiful gifts. We're with Energy Kayaking in Oregon City, about to explore the mighty Willamette River.
So welcome to Energy Kayaking. My name is Sam Drivo, and we're down here on the wonderful mighty Willamette River, about a mile below Willamette Falls, and we're just gonna paddle up to the falls and in the process check out a couple of the great sights along the way. When you're sitting in the kayaks, if your knees are splayed out to the side, it's easier to separate your upper and lower body.
Beautiful down here.
Yeah, it's nice out, huh, John?
It's gorgeous.
Anybody know what kind of rocks these are here?
Hard?
Hard rocks? Yes, the rocks are hard here. It's Columbia River basalt. So this arch bridge right here is the first single span arch bridge ever made completely out of concrete by an architect named Conde McCullough. And there's about 150 other bridges in Oregon that were designed off of this bridge. This is like the most historically significant public works project west of the Mississippi, maritime anyway. And this is the first multi-tiered lock system ever built in the world. So it was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci drawings. And when we decided we were gonna build like the Panama Canal, all the engineers came here to learn about how they did it. This is a man-made channel that goes from the top of the falls to the bottom. It's a half a mile or a mile, long and 3/4 of a mile long. This whole area over here, like I said, it was a flour mill, and then it turned into a woolen mill. And back in the early 1900s, I think it was by 1915, they had created and sold over $5 million worth of woolen merchandise, mostly for the federal government, for World War I uniforms and blankets. You can see upstream from here that you can just start to see Willamette Falls. Right now, the majority of the water is running through the turbines and coming out from a different place. That's why the waterfall doesn't look like it has that much water. But that actually is the second largest waterfall by average volume in the US, next to Niagara. But as you can see, the majority of the water right now is coming out of those generators. Everybody has their AC kicked on right now. The power usage or the power demand is high at the current moment.
We're at Dinners in the Field, a wonderful event hosted at Out in the Garden Nursery in lovely Clackamas County.
I want to welcome everyone to Out in the Garden Nursery. The idea behind those dinners started last year. After we opened our restaurant for 4 years, we decided to take our food on the road a little bit. And what better place to take it in the Clackamas area region where there's amazing farms, amazing winery. So we try to source as much as we can locally. We try to work with many people local as possible. I'm gonna let Carol talk about what she does here, and I'm gonna start cooking. Enjoy your dinner. Have a great time.
When we moved in, the house, the shop, and the main barn were here and the trees, and nothing else was. So everything else my husband and I have created ourselves.
These are your babies.
They are.
What's unique about this?
The reason we did the display gardens is, one, we're gardeners, we love plants, we wanted to make a beautiful place to share with everybody. But it's also a great tool for selling our plants, because I can show you this plant at a mature form, what it's gonna look like, where it does well.
What's the difference living out here? This is kind of just so peaceful.
Yeah, that's the best thing. And well, I was raised on a 500-acre tree farm, and here we are 11 years later with this.
Now you mentioned goats.
Yes,
I want
we
to
have
meet the goats.
Okay, we'll go meet the goats.
Do they all have names?
Yes, of course they do. This is
course they
Emma.
do. Hi, Emma.
This is Emma. This is Scotty. So they're gonna fight over you on who gets rubbing and loving.
I'll take Emma. You have some amazing neighbors just
We do.
across the street, Rossi Posse Elk Farm.
Yep. My husband and I are actually official elk wranglers. We help them handle the elk if they need, or emergencies, or I was over this spring tagging calves.
And she makes jewelry.
She does.
Unique jewelry.
Yeah, she makes crappy jewelry from elk poop.
I think that's awesome. You
It
got
is.
goats. They have goats. You have petting farms here, the nursery,
Yep.
the elk farm. Not that far out of downtown Portland.
Nope. We're 45 minutes from downtown Portland.
It's great out here. And your event tonight is just fantastic.
Thank you.
For a good cause.
Thank you.
Are you hungry?
I am.
Let's eat.
All right.
Mary, this is what it's all about.
Thank you. It's a beautiful night and a very beautiful event.
Locals getting together, supporting the local farmers, having a good time in a beautiful setting. Now,
Making
you
a
mentioned how
difference.
you met Chef Pascal and how this sort of synergy just kind of happened.
Yes, we were learning about different ways that farms stay viable in Oregon's Mounted Territory. And he mentioned that he had tried a farm dinner. And so from there, the idea kind of blossomed. And what a great combination to be able to come and try some of the food that's grown here in the area, and also to try some of the beverages that are produced here.
Well, congratulations on your success.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
I'm going to go try some of the food and try some of the beverages.
I think we should.
Thanks, Mary.
Yes.
Coming up on Next Stop, we explore the Oregon Trail's rich history, and we'll feature a world-class resort. We're in Oregon City at the end of the Oregon Trail Interpretive Center. Before we talk about the end of the Oregon Trail, Missy, let's talk about the beginning, which kind of is what this represents.
That's right. We are standing in Independence, Missouri. This part of the room is all the things they would have to leave behind. And this is all the stuff they need to take with them. These things right here are for one person, all those increments.
75 pounds of bacon kind of stands out to me. I kind of like bacon. Bacon makes everything better, right?
You could make it if you had your bacon.
So, Missy, how long did it take to get from Independence to Oregon City?
6 months. And the way they knew when to leave, they had to do with the grass in Independence, because they wanted their oxen to have a lot to eat, good food to eat as far as possible before they had to start looking for their food. It's the end of the trail because we're the only land claim office west of the Rocky Mountains. Even San Francisco had to come up here to file their plot plan.
So I love how interactive this is. You've got Lincoln Logs over there, you have tablets for people. This is really a self-guided tour.
It really is. And it's really, I even recommended people bring their children, and I know there's a lot of museums that have artifacts like this that don't necessarily relish 6 kids coming in and
touching things.
But we let them touch them, we let them run, and because there's lots of space, and so that they really get a good feeling about what they listen too. Sometimes they're more engaged than the adult.
Next stop, we'd like to thank its travel partner, Alaska Airlines, which serves over 100 destinations from Alaska to the lower 48 and from Canada to Mexico. Live a more exciting life through travel and explore more and spend less at alaskaair.com. We're at the Resort at the Mountain in Welches, Oregon, just a few minutes outside of Portland, John, but I feel like I'm a world away from the hustle and bustle. This is spectacular.
Thank you. Well, it's the first golf resort in Oregon, and it's the only mountain resort in all of Oregon.
You're full service. You've got a really nice spa. We checked that out today.
Right. We encompass, 284 acres. We have 3 golf courses, 3 nines. We have 2 restaurants, 2 bars, 15,000 square feet of indoor meeting space. We have croquet. We have lawn bowling. We have a wedding lawn. The Salmon River runs right by our golf course, and we have the Weeburn, which is a spawning salmon stream.
I'm a family man, and I notice there's families everywhere. I'd love to bring my family back here.
It's a great family destination. You have all kinds of outdoor activities.
One thing you have that I found is sort of a special treat for us is my camera and I last night went out and played the 18-hole putt-putt golf course.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was fun. We had wagers.
Good.
You want to know who won?
No.
Okay.
Because I already know that you're going to tell me you did.
I did.
That's good. That's good.
There's an international flair here too. I noticed there's like a British phone booth, and you've got the Wee Bite over here. I've heard a lot of accents here.
There's a lot of people. A lot of international travelers come here.
This backdrop is just absolutely spectacular. Now, I haven't played golf here for several years. Many years ago I did, and I remember it fondly. It was a challenging course, but a lot of fun. But I think today, I'm here, the weather's perfect, I should play some.
We need to get you out with Bryce Finman, who's our head golf professional, and he's going to get you out on the golf course in just a few minutes.
I'm in.
So you're going to get ready to hit this shot here. Your 5-iron probably should pick you right over that rock. But there is a little risk reward here, and if you really wanted to get close to that green or a chance to even drive the green on a par 4, you're going to want this. So this is a great hole to start off with, a little risk reward right out of the gate.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, sounded good. So I'm digging the course, I'm digging the resort, but I'm digging the pink putter.
Leave the putter alone. We're gonna go into the pink putter.
I like it, it's cool.
What makes it go in the hole, we don't care what it looks like, right?
No, we don't.
No.
Looks don't matter.
That's my angle.
Well, I like it. I love the course though, man. This has been, what a job you have, what a place to work. What a sense of place at the base of Mount Hood, the only course in Oregon like this.
It's unique, and I love being here.
We've attended many festivals around the globe, but none as colorful as the one you're about to see on Next Stop. We're in Happy Valley, Oregon at the Pickathon Music Festival. I'm very happy to introduce the founder of Pickathon Music Festival. This is Zale. Zale, you founded this whole thing, man?
It was a small picnic, about 90 people when we started.
No way. How many years ago was that?
That was 16 years ago. As we looked at this giant space, the other 6 venues are also musical rides in a lot of ways. One's deep in the woods out here. Another one we built as a postmodern industrial structure with a PSU architecture department called the Treeline Stage.
Cool.
We have Galaxy Barn over here, which is a kind of your rock and roll paradise ride. It's always dark, whether it's noon or 1 in the morning.
everything's different, man. You have so many different feelings going on here, so many different moods, and the people going here, everybody looks so colorful. This is one of the most colorful festivals I think I've ever been to.
That's great. I mean, we have high praise. We have a lot of bands who played last year and previous years. They're on vacation here. So that's kind of the highest compliment for us, is that they would go off a tour or take breaks to just travel back to come to the festival to see music. So it's been really fun. We don't take it lightly.
I've never been to a festival of this size, especially where I see so many kids and everybody's having a good time.
It's about the little things. It's about having free water and not too many people, and all the things like shade and stuff to go on for kids, and 7 like kind of alternate reality kind of stage spaces that are all fun to wander between.
The production staff behind the scenes here at the music festival is amazing. We ran into Bobby here, who you go to festivals all over the place, right?
Yes, I do. I've done String Summit, all those big festivals. It's an amazing festival. I mean, I probably do 10 a year from here across the country, and by far, I'll give up anything for this festival.
I think I'll be back next year. Tell us about what you got going on here. This is awesome.
This is a jib that I built about 4 years ago. I came out from New York. I worked jib, here and there, and I said, I want to build one. With this, we get the overhead shots. Anything that regular cameras on the floor can't get, I kind of come over the top during, guys, jamming out on their guitars across the crowd. So it's, how do you beat it?
Festival's happening right here, and we're now hiking in the woods.
That's part of that alternate reality. Like, when you spend time in any of these 7 venues, you'll feel like you're on a slightly different planet. You walk out to the next planet and you're like, whoa.
Now, I love that there's no trash. Tell us about that.
We have these cups that we sell or you bring from last year, and you drink anything out of them. Your responsibility to kind of carry this around. And then we have a food token system where you buy a token or your dishes, you give them to a vendor. When you're done eating, you take the dirty dishes to our dishwashing station. So there's nothing being thrown away, no biodegradable, everything's being washed.
We've been to a lot of festivals, but none as eclectic, entertaining, and colorful as the Pickathon Music Festival.